What if you took Texas Frightmare Weekend, mixed it with Halloween Horror Nights, locked the gates, electrified the fences, and started killing everyone while filming it all? Then I think you'd get Bloodfest. Tonight, on night 7 of 31 Days of Horror. We're going to be discussing the movie Bloodfest, which was a nice little movie I found on Amazon Prime. So we open on a mom and son watching scary movies after trick-or-treating on Halloween night. The mother goes to the kitchen and is brutally murdered. And the son he ventures into the kitchen and the murderer starts coming towards him, and the dad comes in, bam, shoots the murderer, kills him. Jump cut to 10 or so years later. The son has now become a die-hard horror fan who's set and psyched to go to Bloodfest, a festival of all things horror movie. His dad, of course, is against horror movies and him going to Bloodfest, saying that horror movies create violence from the violence they portray on film. Well, after his dad cuts up his Bloodfest wristband, which you need to get in, the kid and his friends go anyways. Not going to stop a horror fan from going to a horror convention, or in this case, a horror festival. So we get that little intro, and about 20 minutes in, we are introduced to Bloodfest. Everybody goes in, and they've got a sign that points you to all the different scare zones. Clown Town and Sawville, and they're all generic because they can't use official movies, but they all go to the main stage where the host comes out. He's very ringmaster-esque and informs everyone that night they're making the horror movie to end all horror movies. Bloodfest is set up on what they say is over 700 acres of scare grounds, full of psychos and monsters and all different kinds of creature and idea from the horror, all throughout the horror genre. This movie badly wants to be a love letter to the overall horror genre. It comes close. From vampires to zombies to chainsaw wielding pig-masked psychopaths to a new serial killer that the host introduced named Red, to clowns, and I mean, this movie throws everything at the viewer. And it looks cool. If Bloodfest was an actual thing, it would be very popular. Like, think of, I don't know, a music festival. Think of Bonnaroo, but for horror movies, you know? That'd be kind of cool. Our group of heroes are, of course, plucky and knowledgeable in all things horror. And as they fight their way through each scare zone, they're making their way to the Bat Gate, which they just happen to have a key card for. Now again, the fences are all electrified. There's no way out. Once the host says, we're making this movie and you're all fucked, the guys in pig masks with chainsaws just start cutting people. And every scare ground they go into, something else happens. A new monster comes at them. The main movie that our main character is into is called The Arborist. And so it's a Jason Michael Myers-esque character, but he uses all different types of tree trimming implements to kill his victims. So they fight their way through all of these different scare zones until they realize everything isn't quite what it seems to be. All of the monsters are real somehow. The vampires are actual Eastern European women that they sharpen down their teeth and, turn them into vampires. The zombies are reanimated corpses. There's no werewolves show up, so I was kind of disappointed. Eventually I'm going to do a werewolf movie, and I have to decide which one I'm going to do. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. With decent deaths, a good amount of gore, not too much, but a good amount. A decently unique story, and a interesting third act. I wouldn't really say it's a twist, but it's a reveal. Definitely a reveal. It's decent. It's definitely worth watching. I'm going to give it 2.5 burritos out of 5. The ending's pretty good. The reason I'm only giving it 2.5, which is an average score, is because the movie could have benefited from another rewrite or two on the script side and a more serious tone. Like every time it cuts back to the host, the ringmaster guy, it's too campy. It's too, I don't want to say stupid because it's not really stupid, but it's too over the top. And it doesn't, had it been a more serious meta look at the concept of horror movies and how they impact the real world, it would have been a much better movie. But as it is, it's a decent movie. The ending's pretty good. All in all, it's a fun, rather enjoyable movie. I can't really put it down very much. It's enjoyable. I've watched it, I think, twice. I saw it a couple months ago, and then as I was looking for stuff today, I was like, oh yeah, Bloodfest. That's not a bad movie. The characters are all good. They're played decently, and they're overacted in a couple parts that, if it was a more serious tone, the monologues and the reasoning behind would have affected the movie more, but it is what it is. It's an enjoyable movie. Again, it's on Amazon Prime. It's worth watching if you're, looking for something and nothing has struck your fancy, find Bloodfest. If nothing jumps out at you, Bloodfest is a good thing that you can put on and you'll at least be entertained. You know? Yeah. So, 2 out of 5 burritos, or 2.5 out of 5 burritos. Bloodfest, decent gore, okay story, could have been better. Interesting ending, and of course they set it up for a sequel, which hopefully we'll get a sequel to it. I'd love to see a sequel. But yeah, so that's night 7 of 31 Days of Horror. Bloodfest. I hate myself sometimes. So yeah, there you go. Tune in tomorrow, see what else we watch. I think I'm gonna go with a straight up alien movie. Not alien or aliens, but a extraterrestrial movie. Haven't done one of those. I need to work a werewolf movie in. Maybe do some classics. I've been doing a lot of newer stuff. That's what's when I'm flipping through. That's what jumps out at me. But I'm gonna do a couple classics, throw them in there, and just give my 2 cents on the good stuff. Like as far as devil movies go, possessed movies, stuff like that. If I know what it is, I'm not gonna do a possession of Emily Rose or something like that, because there's The Exorcist. There's not any possession movie or demon movie that's going to be better than The Exorcist. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Just my 2 cents. But yeah, come and check out. See what we'll watch tomorrow. I've been Milford. Later.